I think that's the same setting up, no? Just tell these two also, Prachi and Harshika also to join all through this online event. इसको WPS में नहीं खोला आज. It seems like that. हाँ? ऑफिस में किसने कराई है? मैडम ने करी. मतलब उसमें खोलो भी नहीं, कैसे पता चलेगा? How can I write this? One second. This all right? Oh. That was also. Amar Falcons, right? Just check on YouTube. It is what. Can you see the screen
Yes, sir.
on YouTube? It's visible. Am I being shown on the snippet area? Okay. Just let's pick off. So today we are going to discuss 4th of November. Ammo Falcons. What are Ammo Falcons? It's quite zoom out color. This is better. Invoking the provisions of WPA 1972, the hunting, killing, and sale of Amur falcons has been banned by the district magistrates in Manipur. So, what are Amur falcons? A type of a bird. Okay. It is also being told, it is a migratory species. Okay. And it has been banned. What has been banned? Hunting, killing, and sale of this bird in Manipur by the DM. The district magistrate has said that. So what are Amur falcons? It is the longest migrating raptors in the world. सबसे ज़्यादा distance ये travel करती है. Southeastern Siberia, North China are the breeding grounds of the bird. Basically, Siberia and North China. The birds, summer in this region between May and September. In between this region, they arrive in Manipur, Nagaland, and Arunachal Pradesh in October. You can see May to September के बीच में, it is in Siberia and North China. Right, Avi? Avi, audible? Okay. We have Harish. He's a new fellow. What? Harish, am I audible? The mic is off. Anyhow, they arrive after that in October. They arrive in Manipur, Nagaland, and Arunachal Pradesh. At the end of November, they leave for South Africa, where they stay till April. So you are understanding the schedule of these birds. They start from May. May till September. They are in Siberia and China, North China. Then they go to India. India में कहाँ पे October में आते हैं. Basically खासकर Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh, and Nagaland. उसके बाद they go back. When do they go back? They go back in November, and they go back to South Africa and stay there till April. Getting my point? So this is the schedule. So they are the it is the longest डिस्टेंस ट्रैवलिंग बर्ड, रैप्टर सबसे ज्यादा डिस्टेंस ही ट्रैवल करती है, राइट? What do we have next? They play a vital role in the pest control and increasing production of paddy and other crops. They feed on dragonflies. And WPA scheduled for something very different from all others. So, बाकी सारे schedule one ही अभी तक हमने पढ़े हैं. This is WPA. Right or wrong? For the IUC and lead concern,
Yes,
CMS Appendix 2. Next, we have Senena spectabilis. Now, what is Senena spectabilis? The Forest Department is coming with a comprehensive strategy to deal with the spread of invasive species like Senena spectability, which continues to spread rapidly in the buffer zone of Pudumalai Tiger Reserve in Nilgiris. First of all, we need to know MTR कहाँ पर है? MTR कितने टाइगर रिजर्व है ऑल ओवर इंडिया में? नंबर कितने नंबर है? Exact, if not exact, roughly. It is between 50 to 55. I'm not known of the exact figure, but it is ranging between this. So MTR Tiger Reserve is between Nilgiris, okay? And they want to stop this invasive species. Serena spectabilis. क्या है? Serena spectabilis is basically an ornament species for use as firewood. Okay, the plant has become invasive, alien in parts of Africa, India, and countries. So you can see it is basically an ornament के लिए अपने यूज होता है and firewood के लिए होता है. ये ट्री है, and it arrests the growth of basically क्या है, अगर आप इसको उगा लो, है ना, तो जहां पे ये उगाया जाएगा, है ना, तो वहां के जो पर्टिकुलर ट्री है, जो इंडिजिनियस ट्री है, जो वहां पे उगते हैं उस एरिया के, तो ये इसकी जो फॉइलेज है, ट्री की फॉइलेज, वो उनकी ग्रोथ, उन ट्रीज की ग्रोथ को रोक देती है, जिस कारण इसको बोल रहे हैं कि प्लीज स्टॉप दिस, बिकॉज जो इंडिजिनियस ट्रीज है, अगर उसको ये खत्म कर देगा, देन व्हाट इज द यूज ऑफ दिस? दैट्स व्हाई the forest department is comprehensively dealing with the spread of this rapid species in the buffer zone. What is buffer zone? Basically ये टाइगर रिजर्व है, उसके आसपास के एरिया पे, वहां पे क्या नाम है, ये सेरेना स्पेक्टबिलिस बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ चुके हैं, तो यहाँ पे ये सारे को बढ़ा हुआ है, इस सारे को खत्म करने के लिए ये अप्लाई है, राइट और रॉन्ग?
so it is a type of flower.
No, it is not a type of flower. It is basically a plant. Now it has flowers. Okay, this is a plant. Hence, it causes naturally it will cause food shortage for the wildlife protection, because पेड़ों पे सिर्फ ये नहीं है कि we only depend on trees. The animals also depend, especially the herbivores. So वो MTR में रहने वाले herbivores इतने ज्यादा affected हो चुके हैं कि ये सारा कुछ ये ट्री खा रहे हैं. It is not allowing the indigenous trees to grow. That is why it is affecting food shortage. For what? For whom? For us? Not for us, for the wildlife population, especially the herbivores. It also affects the germination growth में मैंने बताई दिया कि जो वहाँ की indigenous native species है वो grow नहीं कर पा रही. मोटुमलाई टाइगर रिजर्व मैंने बताया नीलगिरीज में, तमिलनाडु में, ठीक है. एंड ट्राई जंक्शन, प्लीज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, देखो अभी कहाँ पर है, अगर आपको दिखता है, इट इज बिटवीन 3 states, सीइंग दिस एरिया, कर्नाटका, तमिलनाडु, Kerala. So, Mudumlai is a tri-junction of 3 Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu. It forms a part of Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve, the first biosphere reserve in India. So, the first biosphere, basically, क्या होता है biosphere reserve? A biosphere reserve is like a school. In that school, there can be classes. Classes मतलब like wildlife sanctuary, tiger reserves, national parks, zoological parks, है ना? And in that classes there are students, मतलब animals, plants, जो भी है, ठीक है. So ये first biosphere reserve of India था हमारा नीलगिरीज biosphere reserve. So ये हम किसके बारे में बात कर रहे थे? MTR के बारे में. MTR is a part of Nilgiri Reserve, which was the first biosphere reserve. And ये कब हुआ था established? 1996 में. समझ आ रही है बात? Next. Now this reserve, मतलब कौन सा reserve है? Biosphere reserve, कौन सा biosphere reserve? Nilgiris. Has tall grasses and they have commonly referred to as elephant grass, bamboo of the giant variety, and valuable timber species like teak, rosewood, etc. The reserve has a wide variety of more than 260 species of birds. So there are a lot of birds, and 80% of the birds which are found here. Then we have the SCO. It is type of a grouping, Shanghai Cooperation Organization. SCO क्या होता है? Let's see. It has recently confirmed the commitment to formation of more representative, democratic, just and multipolar world based on universally recognized principles of the international. Basically, क्या है? It has planned to be more diverse. अभी वो कम होगा. So it is planning for more representation, more democracy, more multipolar. That's what is aiming. SCO is permanent international organization. Okay, it is a Eurasian political economic security alliance. आपको याद करने की पता है. It was established in 2001 and इससे पहले इसको क्या कहते थे? It was called as Shanghai Five. And कौन head करता है इसको SCO को? It is the HSC. And it SCO का कितना टाइम मिलता है? Meet once in a year. Chairmanship rotate करती रहती है. जैसे जितने मेंबर्स है, कभी उसको मिल गई, फिर उसको मिल गई, फिर उसको मिल गई. कितने मेंबर्स है? 8 मेंबर्स है. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. इंडिया, चाइना, पाकिस्तान, रशिया और बाकी जो मैंने नहीं मार्क करे वो तो साथ साथ ही तुम्हें पता होगा नाम. कजाकिस्तान, किर्गिस्तान, तजाकिस्तान, उज्बेकिस्तान. ओके, सो 8 मेंबर्स. इंडिया एंड पाकिस्तान जॉइंट मेंबर्स इन 2017. ये तो 8 मेंबर है. देन देयर आर 4 ऑब्जर्वर आल्सो. Okay, so what does observer means and what does member? What is the difference? Who's the powerful member or observer? Pranjal? Pranjal, who's powerful member or observer? No problem, you answer rightly. Wrong ही हो जाएगा, कोई बात नहीं. Anyways, you tell.
Sir, number.
Members. Of course, the members are more powerful. Okay. So 8 members है, 4 observers है. Observers are this official language Russian Chinese. Okay. The organization has 2 permanent bodies: the SCO Secretariat and the Executive Committee, that is RATS. इसका SCO के अंडर ही there are 2 bodies आप कह सकते हो. One is SCO Secretariat. ये कहाँ पर है? Of course, Shanghai, Beijing में. And एक RATS है. RATS क्या होता है? रीजनल एंटी टेररिस्ट स्ट्रक्चर. ठीक है. और ये कहाँ है? ये ताशकंद में. ठीक है. कहाँ है ताशकंद?
उज्बेकिस्तान.
यस, वेरी गुड. क्या है ताशकंद का? कुछ बताओ.
ताशकंद अग्रीमेंट हुई थी 1966 में.
क्या थी एग्रीमेंट?
जो इंडिया और पाकिस्तान में, मतलब इंडिया और पाकिस्तान के बीच में.
Related to what? The keywords.
Related to the 1965 war.
Yes, security and all, right?
Yes.
Okay. So next we have, अब हमने SC के बारे में थोड़ा सा sum up करते हैं. It is Shanghai Cooperation Organization. 2001 से पहले it was called something Shanghai 5 something, right? And इसके 8 member states है जो कि powerful है. 4 observer states है. Member में आ जाता है तुम्हारा इंडिया, चाइना, पाकिस्तान, रशिया and Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan and तुर्कमेनिस्तान है नहीं, तजाकिस्तान. ठीक है. नहीं, उज्बेकिस्तान, सॉरी, तजाकिस्तान. मैं तुर्कमेनिस्तान देखने लग गया यहाँ पे. यू आल्सो नॉट गेट कंफ्यूज. ठीक है. इंडिया एंड पाकिस्तान जॉइंड इन 2017. ठीक है. एंड SCO के अंडर देयर आर 2 ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस. वन इज कॉल्ड SCO सेक्रेटरीट and ये कहाँ पर है? It is in Beijing. And other is RATS, that is Regional Anti-Terror, and यही कहाँ पर है? ताशकंद. ठीक है. And observer states Afghanistan, Belarus, Iran and Mongolia. Languages क्या SCO में यूज होती है? Chinese and Russian. Try this previous year. What is it? Let's talk. Consider the following. The AIIB, I discussed this the other day. Yes or no?
Yes.
And the Missile Technology Control Regime and the SCO. India is member of this. I right now told कि third तो है ही है. तो जिसमें third नहीं है वो option को delete कर दो. What next? Is it part of AIIB? I even discussed that day. It is part of that. So that means जिसमें one नहीं है वो भी discuss कर दो. What are we left with? Even if you do not know the answer, You can shortlist by choosing which option is correct according to which one. Right or wrong?
Right.
What is saffron? अभी बात करी थी केसर. It is the Kashmir Tourism Department invited the students and local farmers to join the saffron festival organized in Pampore to help highlight the whole process of saffron cultivation. Saffron is a plant whose dried stigmas. Saffron कौन से part of the plant से बनता है? क्या वो root से बनता है? क्या वो flower से बनता है? It is the stigma. What is stigma? पढ़ा है stigma style and ovary. What was the third one? Stigma style. You have general science also in CLAT paper. I was checking your book. Should know this thing. So, anyhow, saffron is a plant whose dried stigmas, that is thread-like part of the bar, are used to make saffron spice. Saffron cultivation is believed. Please, ये note करना dried stigmas. Saffron is believed to have been introduced in Kashmir by Central Asian immigrants around 1st century. It has been associated with the traditional Kashmiri cuisine. खाने में भी डालता है. It is also known as all over the world as spice, health, rejuvenator, cosmetics के लिए, medicinal purpose के लिए. Saffron को बहुकम भी कहते हैं संस्कृत में, and it is cultivated in the Karewa Highlands of JMK. Very important. In 2020 saffron को GI tag भी मिल गया. आपको बताया था GI tag क्या होता है. Pampore region commonly known as the saffron bowl of Kashmir. अच्छा कश्मीर में अगर saffron कहीं मिलता है उसे Pampore region. तभी Pampore में ही saffron festival हो रहा है. ठीक है. Pampore saffron heritage of Kashmir is also known as the globally important agriculture heritage satellite system recognized science. तो ये GIAH के अंडर भी है. ठीक है. आपको याद क्या करना है इनमें से तीन चीजें. फर्स्ट सैफरन के ड्राइड स्टिग्मा से हम यूज करते हैं फर्स्ट थिंग. ठीक है. सेकंड थिंग आप क्या याद कर सकते हो. That is it is in the Karewas Highland of Jammu and Kashmir. Third thing, it was given GI tag in 2020. Fourth, the Pampore region कश्मीर का जो है वहां पे सैफरन सबसे ज्यादा मिलता है. एंड फिफ्थ, ये पंपोरे रीजन को ही GIHS टैग भी मिला गया है. ठीक है. रेस्ट आपको पता ही है. और एक है कि संस्कृत में सैफरन को बहुकम कहते हैं. व्हाट इज coronal holes? The NASA released an image taken by the Solar Dynamics Observatory where the sun seems to be smiling. Can you see? The sun is smiling. Okay. The sun is the image seem to have two dark eyes, a bright round nose, and a wide open smile. These dark patches are known as coronal holes. Your dark दिख रहा है, sun is, है ना? ये जो dark दिख रहा है, that is the coronal holes. Coronal holes are cool regions of sun's corona. सन के इनरमोस्ट उसका लेयर का सबसे कूल रीजन्स होते हैं. तो ये ब्लैक है, थोड़े डार्क है. ओके. एंड दिस इमेज वाज गिवन बाय नासा. बाय इट्स नासा के अंदर क्या है, SDO एक ऑब्जर्वेटरी है, उन्होंने ये इमेज दी. कोरोनल होल्स अगर पता है तो बता सकते हो. कोरोनल होल्स आर सिंपली डार्क पैचेस व्हिच आर कूल डेंस रीजन्स ऑफ सन्स कोरोना. ठीक है. मिक्स बोथ द पॉइंट्स. ओके. दे अपीयर एज इरेगुलर. ये तो नहीं है पूरे सर्कल में है, जैसा irregular shape. ठीक है. And black patches when the sun is imaged in UV light or certain type of X-rays. These regions also appear when fast solar wind gushing out in the space. They are not periodical and pop up anytime. ये नहीं है कि एक टाइम पर्टिकुलर मिले. SDO के बारे में आपको बताया, नासा की है ये ऑफसेट. So 2010 में हुआ था. SDO is the first satellite in the NASA's star program. ठीक है. NASA की फर्स्ट सैटेलाइट ये मत कहना वैसे ऑल ओवर. SDO studies how solar activity happens. बेसिकली सन के बारे में सब कुछ, सन का इंटीरियर, सन का सरफेस, सन का एटमॉस्फेयर, सब कुछ SDO ऑब्जर्व करता है. देन वी हैव द पसुम्पन मुरलिट मूत्रमलंगा त्योहार. व्हाट इज दिस थिंग? जस्ट एक्सप्लेन. Sorry for cutting the meeting. The PM gave tributes. क्या है ये कौन है? Pasumpan Mutramalinga Thavar. He was a freedom fighter. ठीक है? He was born in 1908 and in Tamil Nadu, freedom fighter. ठीक है? And he did not accept traditional Hinduism. देखिए हम सारा कृष्ण हिंदू के बारे में पढ़ पाएंगे, but थोड़ा बहुत. He did not accept traditional Hinduism because it supported the Varna Shrama. He regularly fought against the evils of Hindu religion. So every religion has some good and bad points according to some people. He said that one, four Varnas have been there. So he was against the Varna system. Thevar became a full-time member of the Congress party and attended the 1987 Congress session as a volunteer. Correction with Subhash Chandra, he was a socialist. He served in the National Deputy Chairman of the All India Forward Bloc. Okay, he was elected 3 times to the National Parliamentary Conference. You know, not remember all this, but इतना पता होना चाहिए कि अगर कोई पापा पूछे क्या he was connected to AILET? Yes. ठीक है, अभी तक क्या मैंने बोला? He was against Varna Shrama. He was a part of 1927 Congress session at Madras. He was a part of AILET. In 1939, he took Dalits to the Meenakshi Temple in Madurai. You know, that time also, even today, when you know about the Sabrimala case, but now it has been given in the favor of the people. So that time also it was there. He was instrumental in getting the Crimes Tribe Act repeated after continuous efforts. So that is important. CT8OB, repeal. Repeal, what does that mean? Take away. Okay. Now, what is FGDPM and Swachhata Drive? Recently, आपको पता है, MOHFW, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, has organized special campaign 2 point for disposal of pending matters. स्वच्छता ड्राइव सिर्फ ये नहीं है कि आप बाहरी स्वच्छता करो, अपने डिपार्टमेंट में स्वच्छता कर सकते हैं. So the government took disposal of all pending matters. अब किसके अंडर है प्लीज? ये Ministry of Home and Family Welfare from October 31st to clean all the disposing pending matters across the central ministry. क्या सिर्फ और सिर्फ इस मिनिस्ट्री के pending matters? No. Across सारी central ministries and government departments. मुहिम किसने चलाई है? That is MOHFW. ठीक है, नाम क्या मुहिम का? SCDPM, that is Special Campaign for Disposal of Pending Matters. Objectives टाइम बताया आपको, डिस्पोज करो, है ना, रिव्यू करो, उनके ऊपर एक्शन लो. नोडल एजेंसी DARPG, that is नोडल एजेंसी कौन है? डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव रिफॉर्म्स एंड पब्लिक ग्रीवेंसेस. ठीक है, मिनिस्ट्री जिसने स्टार्ट करे that is MOHFW. Recently has organized special campaign 2 point for disposal of this. Then we have the Civil Air Navigation Service Organization, CANSO. क्या है? इतनी देखो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आ गई, आप बोलोगे सर तो दोनों सिर्फ देखते हो और लिख के पढ़ा देते हैं ना, हम कैसे याद करेंगे सारा कुछ, राइट? सो ऐसा नहीं है, because you need to filter out whether it is important for your point of view according to the previous questions. If it is not, then you can leave that. You cannot know everything under the sun, everything under the roof. You cannot know that, right or wrong? So for that you need to just see कि एक तो जो न्यूज रिपीटेडली यूज हो रही हो उसके ऊपर फोकस करें. Second, that is when you feel a news is very big, you should understand the key points, only the key points. अब इतना कुछ लिखा हुआ है कैंसर के बारे में, if I start reading, it's nothing, not so very, useful according to the people's need. You just need to know that it is a civil navigation service organization and Goa hosted the 3-day conference. And काम क्या करता है ये? वर्ल्ड के एयर ट्रैफिक को सपोर्ट. ठीक है, that's it. Oh, put your head down, just put it on the screen and let me ask questions. Amir Falcons play a vital role in the press control, true or false? Everybody can answer.
There is a
Armored falcons play a vital role in the pest control. True or false?
false.
No, pest control में तो control करते हैं armored falcons. Armored falcon क्या है वो bird.
Yes, okay. The raptors.
The raptors. Mudumalai Tiger Reserve is in Andhra Pradesh.
False.
Yes. Rats is in Beijing.
Yes.
No.
No,
No.
Tashkent.
Tashkent. Saffron is cultivated and harvested in Karewa Highlands of J&K.
True.
Karewa में था. True. ठीक है प्रांजल हरीश.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So you want me to revise all things? Okay. So let me just revise quickly the whole thing so that we can proceed. What are ammo falcons? Judiciary will talk about ammo falcons. What are ammo falcons? Ammo falcons are the most traveling distance, longest distance traveling raptors across the world, and it travels all around the world from May to September. It is traveling from in Siberia and North China. After which they're traveling from October in India, in Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh, and Nagaland. After that, they are going to South Africa. Okay, till May, April. So they're traveling and they are basically pests. And who recently told that hunting, killing, and that should be banned? Q news with her. It is because in Manipur. Okay. And what next that we can see about ammo falcons? Okay, W plague status play is very important because this is the only thing that अभी तक जो हमने तक कराई है that has seen, it is in schedule 4. Is this highlighter visible? I think we should use the same one that we use. Okay, IUCN is concerned. Next we have Senna spectabilis. What is Senna spectabilis? A plant. Okay, and is it good or bad for it? Is bad. Why? Because it has basically disrupting the native and the indigenous species by preventing their growth. Okay, Senna spectabilis के बारे में और क्या बता सकते हैं? ये Mudumalai Tiger Reserve के buffer zone में पड़ता है. Mudumalai Tiger Reserve is a part of Nilgiris Reserve, Biosphere Reserve. Nilgiris is first Biosphere Reserve 1986 में and 2001 में it basically kicked off. And Mudumalai is part of Karnataka. Karnataka is a tri-junction पे 1986 I told you. Okay, and this is how you can see. Okay. And I told you Mudumalai is a home to a lot of birds. 80% very invasive birds that come. SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization. What is it? Basically political security and all these economic features को collaborate करने के लिए grouping बनाएगी जिसकी 8 member states है India, Pakistan, Russia, China, Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan. Okay, and it has two what do you call official languages are two, that is Russian and Chinese. And what the two organizations under this, that is SCO Secretariat, that is at Beijing, okay, because Shanghai, and it has RATS, that is can counter anti-terrorism, and that is in Tashkent. Okay, SCO के बारे में if you can say something, you can only say that India joined in 2017, and SCO was earlier, in 2001 it was established, and earlier it was Shanghai 5 mechanism. Okay, I've told you about everything. Next year, try this question I've already discussed. Then we have the saffron. Saffron आपको बताया है कश्मीर में है, and कश्मीर में कौन से एरिया में कहाँ पे फेस्टिवल हो रहा है? Pangong? No, I forgot the name of Pangong. No.
Pampo.
And Pampo. I said Pangong. Pangong is also a place. Where is that?
Pangong Valley, that's in China and India.
Good. I was like to Pangong. It's Pampo there. Okay, so don't get confused. Very important. Saffron has lies on the dried stigmas. And I told you about the Pampore. Pampore is a part of GIHS. And Pampore के बारे में आपको ये बताया है that Pampore is the home in Kashmir for saffron. And J&K is the head of that. And basically it is found in the Karewa Highlands. And it is also used as spice, cosmetic, medicinal purpose. And it is also known as in Sanskrit Bhaukam. What is coronal holes? I told you, NASA की एक laboratory that is called SDO. And laboratory started in 2010 में, but that doesn't mean उससे पहले काम नहीं हो रहा था, but it is the first works under. But what is coronal holes क्या होते हैं? Coronal holes basically suns के surface होते हैं, irregular holes होते हैं, and it's dense, and it's the cooler region of the corona, okay, that is sun surface. And SDO basically सारा कुछ check out करता है, sun का अंदर बाहर observatory everything. It's not periodical. I told you in 2010 in NASA launched SDO. ठीक है? Further we have the First Mutamila I told you कौन से All India Congress session में था? He was in 1927. Okay, and he was against the Varna Sharma. He was a freedom fighter in Tamil Nadu, and he was a part of AIFB. And he also started one thing that was CTA. Okay, उसको repeat कर दो उसमें आपको. What text do we have? We have the SCTPM. I told you SCTPM, Ministry of Health and Family Ministry के through है, but department consists of DRPG. That is, I told you public grievances were. But what is this Swachhata? क्या कर रही है Swachhata? What is SDTP? That is Swachhata, a special campaign for disposal of pending matters. But what is this? ये pending matters कुछ भी. Not Swachhata वैसे. Swachhata आपके departments October 2 से 31st. तो क्यों महात्मा गांधी ने? Civil I told you. कैंसर के बारे में कैंसर गोवा होस्ट ने करी है एंड बेसिकली सिविल ट्रैफिक के बारे में डिस्कशन के लिए कैंसर का यूज है. आई विल डिस्कस द क्वेश्चन. लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द करंट क्लाट क्वेश्चन पेपर. वी वर डिस्कसिंग द फोर्थ क्वेश्चन पेपर. ओके, I have discussed the wash. Have you done the fourth question paper? The fourth this paragraph, cryptocurrencies or not?
Yes, and read the passage.
You read the passage? Okay. So what is the overview, Pranjal? Did you read the passage also?
No, sir, I have not read it yet.
You not read it. Okay. Anyhow, let me just see. Let's start. Okay. We have cryptocurrencies are a terrible thing. Okay, just a second. Yeah. Okay. Cryptocurrencies are a terrible thing. Cryptocurrencies are a terrible thing. They are the essence of a Ponzi scheme whose value is based entirely on a great fool prepared to buy it. The promise of alchemy turned lead into gold has bewitched humanity throughout the ages. Cryptocurrencies are just religious alchemy. Do not get me wrong, if rich people want to lose their money in this or any other way, they should be allowed to do so. The rich should be vanguards of new things in case something foreseen happens. But we need to protect those vulnerable consumers whose lives are such that almost any get rich quick schemes will be seductive. In 7 out of 10 items, they lose their lives. Cryptocurrencies are today's South Sea bubbles. One of the earliest recorded financial bubbles that took place in 1720 Britain. Meme-based currencies like Dogecoin, Dogeland, and Dodge Dash for carrying her. So remind me of infamous plan of one company during the South Sea bubble to raise money for carrying one another, thinking of great advantage. But nobody knows what it is. The cryptocurrency bubble is worse than tulip mania. So the wheel Though the wheel of technology, cryptocurrency enthusiasts are learning on policymakers to permit them to be exempt from a regulation, privatize money, and make money so disconnected from the economy that it would reap financial disaster. There are many reasons to avoid financial disaster, but one of them is that, like the tragedy of poverty, inequality, the credit money system is not perfect. But like democracy, it is the worst bearing system of all. It has evolved from the ashes of system. Cryptocurrency enthusiasts are trying to resurrect. The current system is vulnerable to attack because money is little understood. Cryptocurrency enthusiasts have interacted on following based on the fiction that the central bank government creates money and are busy debasing in their self-interest. This is not the case, but then again, there is some overlap between cryptocurrency advocate, conspiracy theorists, and anti-vaxxers. The time has come for someone to stand up on the current fiat money system and explain that while it could be better still, it has been stated and the far more much more distributed has responded better to economic crisis than what can be before. In today's money credit system, banks create money when they issue a loan and place their loans proceeds in the account of the customers, creating a deposit. Money is in fact a tradable debt. The bank's deposit can be used as a cash because the bank is the regulated issuer of loans and deposit taken away gives the money deposit credibility and convertibility. The central bank only influences the creation of money indirectly, but it's regulatory requirement that a proportion of the loans need to be funded by the shareholders, provide the need to have skin in the game. Money creation then is based on thousands of separate decisions by a loan officer and more distributed and a centralized algorithm by Bitcoin. And its supply is determined with the private demand for loans, which may be closely in line to its economy. Now, this, though I have read this, this is basically a little bit tougher than all three. This is the difficulty level में बात करें. But let's see क्या पता this question is easy है ना? We need to see which of the following does best describe the author attitude of author towards the rich people: concerned, assiduous, indifferent, and sympathetic. Now, what do you think? Concerned है, assiduous है, indifferent. What is assiduous, Harish? check out Google and tell me the definition of assiduous. Pranjal, you also do the same activity and then note it down in the English notebook. I hope you are preparing that. Pranjal?
Yes, sir.
What is the meaning of assiduous, Harish?
Showing great care.
Showing great care. So बताओ, ऑथर जो था वो रिच पीपल के बारे में क्या है? ग्रेट केयर दिखा रहा है, कंसर्न दिखा रहा है, इनडिफरेंट। इनडिफरेंट तो हो ही नहीं सकता ना, क्योंकि अगर इनडिफरेंट होता बात ही ना करता। कंसर्न भी नहीं है, अगर कंसर्न होता तो उसके बारे में बताता क्यों रहता? It is, if you see, I feel it is what? Is it bothering?
The sympathetic.
It seems to be.
Because he's saying that.
What is assiduous? First of all, note down in this notebook. Assiduous means I was seeing one line. अगर आपको पता हो rich people बारे में, do not get me wrong. If rich people want to lose their money in this or any other way, they should be allowed to do so. The rich should be the vanguard of new things in case something unforeseen and good falls out of them. But we need to protect those vulnerable consumers whose lives are such. So, अब आपको बताओ क्या लग रहा है? सिंपैथेटिक है वो रिच के बारे में? उन्होंने कहा है, वो बड़े ही सटारिक वे में बोल रहा है कि मुझे नहीं परवाह कि रिच पीपल अपना पैसा घुमाने दो, बल्कि कहते हैं, वो खुद कहते हैं कि रिच पीपल को तो आगे सबसे आगे खड़ा करना चाहिए नई चीजों के लिए। अगर उनको लॉस होता है तभी पता चलेगा कि उस चीज में लॉस है, एंड के तब पुअर बच सकेंगे। तो डू यू थिंक दैट, और प्लस आई एम ऑल्सो रॉन्ग, क्योंकि मैं जब पूरी पैराग्राफ पढ़ लिए रहना अंडरस्टूड के नहीं है, बट देन सडनली स्ट्राइक्ड मी पैराग्राफ में रिच के लिए उसने सिर्फ यही वर्ड बोला था, राइट और रॉन्ग? तो इवन इफ यू सी अदरवाइज ऑल्सो, ये क्या है? कंसर्न। ये क्या है? एसिडुअस। व्हाट इज एसिडुअस?
Showing great care.
शोइंग ग्रेट केयर। अगेन कंसर्न जैसे ही आगे। सिंपैथेटिक। सिंपैथेटिक भी वही होते हैं, आप केयर दिखा रहे हैं। इट इज इनडिफरेंट। व्हाई? उसको परवाह नहीं है रिच के बारे में। समझ आई? पहले मुझे भी लगा था, क्यों? क्योंकि टोन ऑफ द पैराग्राफ in general is what do you call it? Concerned, sympathetic. But tone specifically towards the rich, it is indifferent. See, I have given it the instance also. He's happy, he's okay. कुछ गिर जाए उनके, good falls out of them. Good मतलब कोई अच्छी चीज उनके हाथ से निकल जाए, no problem. Next, which of the following is true in context of the passage? What is the passage? It says the author defends the current money credit system. No, he does not. ऊपर था money credit system. Second, the author rejects the idea that central bank or the government creates money and are busy debasing it in their self-interest. तो देखो, अभी यहाँ पे मैंने पढ़ा था, it's in the fifth paragraph, this paragraph only. They are not busy debasing money for their own personal use. Please let me see, कहाँ पर है? मैंने पढ़ा था, sorry, कहाँ पर है?
The central bank only influences.
Where? Which line?
Fifth line.
Fifth line of this?
Yes.
Yeah. The central bank only influences the creation of money indirectly by its regulatory environment, the requirement that in a proportion of the loans need to be funded by the shareholders' profit. They need to have the skin in the game. Money creation is based on thousands of separate decisions by loan officers and is distributed by a central algorithm. So, which is determined by the private demand for the loans. So they are accepting. The author backs the protection of poor from menace of cryptocurrencies. That is true. ये तो पक्का है। ये तो पक्का है कि हाँ जी, poor को वो cryptocurrency की menace से बचाना चाहता है। The author defends the current money credit system. Current money credit system. In today's money credit system, banks create money when they issue a loan and place the loan's proceeds into the account of the customers, creating a deposit. money is in fact a tradable debt. The bank's deposit can be used as a cash because the bank is a regulated issuer of loans and deposit taker, which gives the deposit credibility and convertibility. The central bank only influences the creation of money indirectly. So I cannot see वो reject तो कहीं कर नहीं रहा है इसको. इतना सा पैराग्राफ पढ़ो. Is he rejecting the money credit system?
No, sir.
I don't think he's rejecting this. He's defending only. Basically, बता रहे हैं.
Okay, sir.
So we are left with if A and C are true, then we are left with D. Which rhetorical device is employed in cryptocurrencies are just the latest alchemy? What is alchemy? Branson? What is alchemy?
The trend.
आप बताओ. Are you sure? Just check on Google also quickly. Harish, be responsive in the class. Are you there also?
Yes, sir.
And then check on the Google and check out what is alchemy.
So chemistry.
Cryptocurrencies are just the latest chemistry. Does it suit you?
Transformation. A process of transformation.
It is what? A process of transformation.
Transformation, creation of combination.
देखो जो इतने ज्यादा हेवी टर्म्स आएंगे ना, ये तो खुद भी आप लगा सकते हो. इट्स नॉट गोना बी मोर और लेस 90% नहीं होता. We left with personify. Are we personifying that or are we using it as a metaphor? I told you the difference. What is metaphor, very well?
Which describes like a object in a which is not the literary meaning, like not the true meaning. So alchemy is the magical process of transformation.
Which of the following does best describe the passage? Argumentative and explanatory, descriptive and argumentative, narrative and explanatory, expository and argumentative. देखो उन्होंने क्यों आगे पीछे करके लिखा हुआ है, कुछ आइडिया पता चल रहा है कि पहले उसकी टोन कैसी थी, बाद में उसकी टोन कैसी है. अब देखो पहले वो आर्गुमेंटेट कर रहा है आर्गुमेंट, बाद में वो एक्सप्लेन कर रहा है कि बैंक्स ऐसे काम करते हैं, ऐसे काम करते हैं, ऐसे होना चाहिए, ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए. See, पहले he saying cryptocurrencies are terrible thing. He starts like that, and the end में he says it is closely aligned to the economy. So he is arguing and explaining. Right? Then what do we have? What do cryptocurrency enthusiasts rely on? Privatization of the money. ये तो आप basically अगर ना भी पैराग्राफ पढ़ो तभी कर सकते हो. Exemption from regulation, yes. Privatization of money, yes. Disconnection of money from the economy, yes. सारी फाउल चीजें वो चाहते हैं पर भी. ठीक है. अब moving on to the next paragraph, I feel we should leave, jump to that. I will come back. We will do, tomorrow also we will do this. We will come back, but let's do a little bit of what do you call maths. Where is that?
In the last.
It's in the last. Current affairs चल रहा है अभी.
This is the legal.
This is legal, no? What is mandamus?
It is a.
Pranjal at parenthesis. Pranjal, what is mandamus? It's a legal term. Huh? Pranjal?
So it is a kind of a writ.
Is kind of a rate used for
So it is used to tell a person, tell an of like a person to like follow his duty and follow his orders.
First topic, देखो paragraph का size छोटा है. We can read it and quickly answer it. We will wrap the class by 7:40 के करीब. ठीक है. Ella, Students decide to attend a college for several reasons. These reasons include career opportunities and financial stability, intellectual growth, a time for self-discovery, norms, obligations, and social opportunities. Outside the demands in society, such as technology changes and increased education demands, also drive the need for more students to attend college. The student then spend the next few years trying to discover a path and find their way so that they can become successful. The transition to college presents students with many new challenges, including increased academic demands, less time with family members, interpersonal problems with roommates, and romantic interests, and financial stress. Competitive academic work will uncertainty about work and uncertainty. Academic work and uncertainty about future employment and professional career were also noted as the sources of stress. The transition to college represents a process characterized by change, ambiguity, and adjustment across all of life's domains. The transition towards independence and self-sufficiency has been characterized as stress arousing and anxiety provoking by many college students. Failure to accomplish and develop these characteristics of development and maintenance and result in life dissatisfaction. Emerging childhood also uh, has been noted to augment college students' vulnerability to stress. Many students experience their first symptoms of depression and anxiety during the time of the college. But a growing problem is that college campuses do not have enough resources to help out all the students. It has been noted that 75% to 80% of college students are moderately stressed and 10 to 12% are severe stressed. What, according to you, is the objective of the study of the present paragraph? To map the various stages of pressure points in the adulthood in the presence of process of education? Yes. To narrate anti-family agenda in the current education system? Anti-family agenda? No. To pinpoint all the obstacles meritorious के बारे में तो बात ही नहीं पूछेंगे. All of them. Right, Pranjal? Simple.
Yes, sir.
What factors, as per the author, cause more stress amongst college students? Pressure from the parents and society towards greater education needs and increased competitive academic work. Failure to develop successful romantic interest and financial constraints and interpersonal issues with roommates. ये तो पक्का ही काटा मार दो. Failure to adapt the transition to college life and adjust various life routines in tune with the needs of the government of college life, and inability to manage time and constraints and uncertainty pertaining to their future. अब देखो, A क्यों गलत है, C क्यों सही है, या D क्यों गलत है, या B तो पक्का ही गलत है. रोमांटिक इंटरेस्ट के बारे में तो नहीं, कॉलेज के बारे में बता रही है, राइट? प्रेशर फॉर पेरेंट्स एंड सोसाइटी कि आप बढ़िया और सारे बच्चे के नाम बड़े सक्सेसफुल बनकर आओ एकेडमिक्स में, टॉप कर रहा हो, ऐसा तो नहीं बोलना चाहता. और ये स्ट्रेस भी नहीं है. स्ट्रेस क्या है? बेसिकली कॉलेज लाइफ में आप एंटर करते हो, एडजस्ट करते हो, उससे ट्रांजिशन आप स्कूल से कॉलेज आते हो, वो स्ट्रेस है. एंड दे आर नॉट एबल टू अडेप्ट, दैट इज द फेलियर. इनएबिलिटी टू मैनेज टाइम के बारे में इट हैज नॉट बीन सेड सो मच. कह भी सकते हो, यू कैन इन्फर फ्रॉम दिस, बट इट इज नॉट कंप्लीटली, क्योंकि इसके और इसके बीच में अगर आप देखो, सी एक्सप्लेन्स बेटर. Which of the following is fall closest to the underlying assumption in the present study? What is it? Closest. Problem solving ability amongst college students is negatively associated with symptoms of depression and anxiety. Students lean towards unhealthy coping skills in order to try to lower the stress that they experience. Romantic interest is an antidote for stress among students in college. ये तो नहीं बताया गया. Stress is subjective for each student. अब ये भी नहीं है. हर एक स्टूडेंट के बारे में तो बताएंगे, ये जनरली बता रहे हैं. ये पैसेज जो है, students can lean towards unhealthy coping skills. अब इन्होंने कुछ बात करी है ड्रग्स, पार्टीज या कोई और इंफ्लेमेटरी चीजों के बारे में. कोपिंग के बारे में तो कोई बात ही नहीं करी है. अभी सिर्फ डिप्रेशन एंजाइटी के बारे में डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. आंसर इज, so just a suitable title for the paragraph from amongst the given titles. Triumph and turbulence of college education system. Negative impact of college education system. Negligence of stress management by parents का तो unemployment and no please unemployment की कहाँ बात हुई है. Negative impact of college education system एंड ट्राइब्स देखो, अगर कॉलेज में नेगेटिव ही है तो लोग जाते क्यों है? व्हाट इज ट्रायम्फ?
Like the victory,
व्हाट इज टर्बुलेंस?
the this,
द डिसरप्शंस दैट कम इन द लाइफ। तो
this
इन्होंने यही चीज बताई है। कॉलेज सिर्फ ये नहीं है कि सिर्फ और सिर्फ भाई दुख 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 ही है ना? देयर इज हैप्पीनेस आल्सो, देयर इज, क्या नाम है, आप कॉलेज जाते हो यू डिस्कवर मोर। ये देखो क्या लाइन बताती है ट्रायम्फ के बारे में। The transition to college presents students with many new challenges, including increasing academic demands. And they help to try and discover a new path and find their way so that they can become successful. अगर यही बात थी, अगर आप बोलते नेगेटिव है, तो फिर कैसे कह सकते हो कि कॉलेजेस में जाकर आप, क्या नाम है, सक्सेसफुल हो सकते हो और अपना एक नया रास्ता ढूंढ सकते हो? नहीं कह सकते ना। एंड प्लस नेवर थिंक आंसर टू बी इन एनी पेपर नेगेटिव। इतना कोर नेगेटिव मत जाओ। There's always a positive side. There is a triumph also, provided you see the correct scene of that. What is next? With reference to the paragraph, which of the following offers the most plausible solutions as a coping up mechanism? Coping up. Most plausible. First, individual students should approach counselors for coping up. Counselor तो खुद ही कह रहा है कि है नहीं इतने, वो खुद ही बोल रहा है ना, अभी सेटअप है नहीं इतना। चलो देख लेते हैं। Keeping in view that large number of students are experiencing stress, colleges must take steps to reduce course curriculum and peer pressure. Reduce peer pressure, I don't think उन्होंने कोई ऐसी बात कही। College authority should provide access to counseling. Yes, ये उन्होंने बोले last time में। And every student experiencing distress must engage in some form of coping to elevate the, ये तुमने infer करा है, ये उन्होंने कहा है, ये तुमने infer करा है। And now, last, the students must learn to differentiate between short-term and long-term stress. ऐसा कोई discussion नहीं हुआ। Under the COVID-19 outbreak, universities and schools around the world have suspended face-to-face classes to prevent this rapid stress of virus among students and staff. This sudden disruption to face-to-face education. Hello? 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Under the COVID-19 outbreak, universities and schools around the world have suspended face-to-face classes, and to prevent the rapid spread, this sudden disruption face-to-face education reshaped the pedagogical practices and led to the rapid adoption of online teaching amongst universities. Subsequently, academics working at universities at the front line of those challenges faced enormous levels of pressure and disturbances. For those who sufficiently knowledge and experience, this sudden transition was particularly challenging. In normal circumstances, designing an online course follows a systematic instructional design process with careful consideration. During the rapid adoption of online teaching in response to COVID-19, however, systematic instructional design procedures and team-based support for course development and preparation were unavailable. Instead, individual academics were given the challenge alone to teach online with a limited level of support and guidance from the school or university. The task was even more difficult in a situation where they were remotely working from home. Now, what do you say? First question. The objective behind the information furnished in the passage is to examine the experiences faced by the teachers because of the sudden transition from online to offline during outbreak. Yes, this is true. इससे ज्यादा explain किसी ने side effects no, cope करने के लिए no, difference बता रहे हैं online offline no, ठीक है? 112. Based on the ideas presented in the paragraph, it will not be possible to draw a useful recommendation for situations like the pandemic unless the factors required to contribute to quality education by online and offline modes are examined. No. ऐसी तो recommendation ही बोली है. Knowledge about the infrastructure availability in the schools is crucial. The faculty is given adequate training and experience in providing online. Yes. Moreover, the paragraph का जो aim है वो ये बता रहा है कि देखो, अगर नॉर्मल टाइम्स होते, नॉर्मल टाइम्स में बंदा, क्या नाम है, ऑनलाइन मीडियम पे जाना चाहता, तो उसको एक सेटअप सिखाते, टीचर को सेटअप क्रिएट करते, बच्चों को अवेयर करते। बच्चों को मतलब इतनी बात नहीं करें, टीचर्स की बात करिए। बट अब ऑनलाइन में क्या है, जब का कोविड था, तो कोविड के टाइम पर they made the teachers themselves only think that they know it. All by themselves, the teachers will provide education through online medium. That is not true. what it tries to impart. Next, what we have? We have which can be conveniently inferred from the given paragraph. What is it? Whether online or face-to-face, university teaching activity is genuinely complex task that involves multiple elements of intellect activity systems. Okay. It has been more challenging for both individual academics and institutions to quickly adopt to online teaching. Yes, ये तो बताया challenging तो है ही है. The object of online teaching activity system creates a fundamental contradiction with the object of the previous teaching activity system. Contradiction है या नहीं है? Contradiction क्या होता है?
Different.
Difference, not with. I think the answer should be D. Because you see, as सारा कुछ infer हो रहा है. Infer बोला है, directly बोला नहीं कि उसमें पढ़ा होगा. आप infer क्या कर सकते हो? Yes. Conclude क्या कर सकते हो? Next. What suitable policy decision should be devised by the administrators of the school and the universities in the light of the devised? क्या कर सकते हैं? वो पूछ रहा है क्या आप स्कूल के एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर्स ला सकते हैं? There might be an insight into the complexity of online teaching and need to work for the capacity building of the teachers during such an extraordinary times, and there is greater need to create a teacher community and foster collaborative teaching relationship among the member even if take times. Okay, बहुत अच्छा बताया गया है. The faculty members must be oriented towards lasting changes brought about the rules and identities in keeping. उसे comparatively, I don't think इतना नहीं है. Comparatively इतना नहीं अच्छा लग रहा मुझे ये option. It is time to develop a comprehensive understanding of the challenges experienced by the individual academics and changes created by law. There is a develop infrastructure in school है. अगर infrastructure की बात हो तो पहले टॉपिक कैसे स्टार्ट करता है? वो तो टीचिंग के बारे में बता रहा है, टीचर्स के बारे में, वो भी ऑनलाइन. आई थिंक ए इज द आंसर. Which of the following points most closely supports to the fact that the present education system lacks the structure to sustain effective teaching during and after the periods of lockdown? First, there are inadequate applications and platforms. No, ऐसा तो बोला नहीं है कि Zoom ये सब कुछ नहीं है. Shift from offline and online faced resistance. No, ये तो नहीं है कि बच्चों ने मना कर दिया हम नहीं आएंगे जी, हमें तो ब्लैकबोर्ड ही पसंद है. The academy has long established. You have a charger, right? The academy has long established roles and realities have been completely altered by the pandemic. Okay. The students are interested in online examinations as they were finding difficulty. ऐसे तो कुछ examination के बारे में बोले नहीं students. ना चाहते हैं भी आंसर C है, मतलब कोई option ही नहीं बचा है. Right? This is the last that we'll do after we wrap the class. How many passages we have done in logics? 3, right?
Yes.
This is the first one. College वाला, ये bias वाला, और अभी third. और English का कितना करें? 1 करें. ठीक है? 1 करें 2? 1. Biodiversity is being lost at the rate not seen since the last mass extinction, but the United Nations decade-old plan to slow down and eventually stop the decline of all species and ecosystem by 2020 has failed. Most of the plan's 20 targets, known as the Aichi targets, EBT, have not been met. The Aichi targets are part of international agreement called the UNCBD. And member states are now finalizing replacement for them, currently referred to as the post-2020 Global Biodiversity Framework. Its draft was established in 2021. It aims to slow down the rate of diversity lost by 2030, and by 2050, biodiversity will be considered as valued and conserved, restored, and wisely used, maintaining ecosystem services, sustaining a healthy planet, sustaining a healthy planet, delivering benefits efficient for all people. The GBF is a comprehensive plan that successfully requires systemic changes across the public policy. This is both a strength and a weakness. If the systemic change can be implemented to lead to clear change, but it cannot There is no plan B. This has led to some researchers to argue that one target or number should be prioritized and defined in a way that is clear to the public and policymakers. It would be biodiversity equivalent of the 2 degrees Celsius climate target. Let's talk. As for the passage, which the following frame is a challenge. क्या challenge है? For what? For post 2020 GBF, which is a challenge. Unfulfillment of the pre-2020 global biodiversity targets. अब ऐसा तो नहीं है, क्यों? क्योंकि उन्होंने उसका ऑल्टरनेट ढूंढ लिया है ना. ऐसा चैलेंज होता है, चैलेंज मतलब होता है जिसको आप करने में बड़ी मुश्किल आपको मिले, है ना. सेकंड क्या है, क्लैरिटी ऑफ द एक्शन प्लान फॉर द सोसाइटी एंड गवर्नमेंट. हाँ, कह सकते हैं. थ्रेट ऑफ मास एक्सटिंक्शन. मास एक्सटिंक्शन में इतनी बात नहीं करी है ना इनके लिए भी ये चैलेंज इनको लग रहा है. फेलियर ऑफ प्लान टू सेव इकोसिस्टम्स. आई डोंट थिंक इकोसिस्टम के बारे में इन्होंने इतना कुछ बताया है. अभी सीधा बोला है कि मेंटेन करना है, ये नहीं बोला कि फेल ही है. देयर इज क्लैरिटी ऑफ एक्शन प्लान के ऊपर इनके पास कोई अभी चैलेंज पता नहीं है.
The second last line.
है ना. Even it is written also somewhere. Yes.
Policymakers.
Where?
The second last line should be prioritized and defined in a
should be prioritized and defined in a way to clear to the public. Because action plan जब तक बनेगा नहीं तब तक वो कैसे कर पाएंगे. Okay. According to the passage, why do some researchers advocate that one biodiversity target can be prioritized? Systemic policy change is difficult to implement. No, बल्कि वो तो और easy to implement है. Post 2020 biodiversity is comprehensive. Okay, yes. The 2 degree needs to prioritize. अगर ये prioritize होता तो ऊपर होता. Biodiversity needs to be valued, conserved. वो तो पता ही है. क्या प्रायोरिटाइज करना चाहिए? ये जीबीएफ के तो प्लान्स है ना. जीबीएफ को तो हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. Which of the following is a correct expression of the author's opinion as stated in the passage? Implementation of the post GBF allows no middle ground for success or failure. ये बताया था, है ना. आपके पास कोई वो नहीं है, रास्ता नहीं है. या तो आप लो इसको या आपके पास कोई ऑल्टरनेट नहीं है. It is high time that countries reevaluate the progress in achieving biodiversity targets. Reevaluate कैसे करेंगे जब तक अभी क्लैरिटी नहीं है. Biodiversity conservation should be prioritized over climate change. No, ऐसा तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं कहा. The post GBF is the best way to prevent mass extinction. This is ऐसा आपको डायरेक्टली बोला नहीं है कहीं. देख लो कि आप अगर GBF को ले आओगे तो आप मास एक्सटिंक्शन को बिल्कुल रोक दोगे, ऐसा नहीं बोला कहीं भी. You getting my point?
first plan.
It should be the first one only. Which of the following is a central theme? अच्छा, theme क्या है? ये पैसेज है किस चीज का? इतना कुछ बोल दिया GBF. The reason for failure of biodiversity conservation affected global level. Okay. The interrelationship between biodiversity conservation and climate change. ऐसा तो नहीं है. The future of biodiversity conservation at global level. Okay. The role of UN का कहाँ से आएगा? Which point? I think it is A or C में से. The reason for failure of biodiversity conservation. Reason सिर्फ reason failure का नहीं बताया, आगे भी बताया उन्होंने क्या क्या करना चाहिए. Which of the following can be inferred from the above passage? Again, inferred. Directly नहीं बोल रहे हो. The holistic nature of the post 2020 global GBF is a boon. ये बोला है, is a bane. It can be a boon or bane and includes the 2 degree Celsius. वो तो पता ही है, उसको क्या बोलोगे? Actually, answer should be in between these three only, A, B, C. अगर D एकदम all of वो point रख दे ना वो, तो आप उस खुद सोचना वो eliminate कर दो. Right or wrong? अब खाली boon है, no. क्यों? It can be boon or bane. There is strength and weakness.
In the last one.
आ गया वो, है ना. यहाँ पे देखो.
That is both a strength.
हाँ, that is both a strength and weakness. Systemic change लाना important है, but इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि हाँ जी कहना अगर ये ले आए तो आप सब कुछ success ही success है. There can be the weakness, but then you have to see, is it a boon or a bane? It is both. What is boon? What is bane?
The boon is
Harish?
सर बोन वरदान.
Bane? Abhishek?
यस सर, अभिशाप.
हाँ जी. is the
Yes,
addition.
sir.
Is it correct?
So I don't know the meaning in Hindi, but bane means to something
What
which
is
is
good, what is
restricted
bad?
and
Just tell me this thing. Boon is good or bane is good? What is good, what is bad? Hmm?
Boon is good. Bane is
bane is bad and boon is good.
ठीक है, वो भी ठीक था, तुम भी ठीक, ठीक है? You also said अभिशाप. अभिशाप is we understand this. Boon is, you know, that you are well faring something. ठीक है? So how many are there in logic वाले में? तीन हमने डिस्कस कर ली.
right.
एक, दो, तीन और है मेरे ख्याल से, राइट? हाँ, तीन ही और है. तीन कल डिस्कस कर लेंगे और दो इंग्लिश कल डिस्कस कर लेंगे, ठीक है? उसके बाद हमारे दो सेक्शन कवर अप हो जाएंगे, इंग्लिश एंड लॉजिस्टिक्स, ठीक है? दैट्स ऑल फॉर टुडे.
Okay, sir.
So much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.